welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren. And on my channel, we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel and we'll get started with the video. So in today's video, I'm presenting you another episode of my Real versus Fake series, this time featuring the Yves Saint Laurent card holder. So if you're interested in learning how to spot the differences, then please keep on watching. So first things first, let's start with the packaging. Here we have both boxes. Can you tell which one is fake and which one is real? So over here in this hand, we have the fake one, and here we have the real one. And right off the bat, there is a big difference in terms of sizing of the box. The box of the fake one, which is here, is a lot larger. It's a lot more of a rectangular shape than the real one, which is here. Additionally, if we look at the Saint Laurent logo, the way that it's placed, the location on the box, so to speak, on the real one, which is here, it's perfectly centered, which is not the case at all on the fake one, which is here. And then also there is a big difference in terms of what's written. So on the fake one, we can read Saint Laurent Paris, and then on the real one, it only says Saint Laurent and it doesn't say Paris at all. So now moving on to the dust bags, and more or less the same things that I've said in terms of the box actually apply for the dust bag. So the dust bag of the fake one, which is here, is a lot larger, has more of a rectangular shape than the real one. And then again, in terms of the logo on the fake dust bag, which is here, is not centered at all. It definitely mirrors the box, and then it says Saint Laurent Paris instead of just Saint Laurent. Additionally, there's one more thing to say about it, which you can't really see from the screen. It's the quality of the fabric. Here, I really don't feel like the quality of the fabric is there. That is often the case when it comes to fakes. This is one of the easiest ways to tell. However, I actually did fairly recently on my channel another episode of my Real versus Fake series featuring a Chanel walk, which had an amazing dust bag. I've actually mentioned in that video that I would use the dust bag for something when I travel. By the way, if you are interested in seeing that video, then I will go ahead and leave it in the little information link over here for you to see it. So now if we take a look at the card holders themselves, can you tell the difference between the real one and the fake one? Over here in this hand, we have the real one, and then in this other hand, we have the fake one. First, let's go over dimensions. I would say that there isn't a big difference when it comes to dimensions. I have noticed that the real one, which again is here, maybe like 1 millimeter, I would say, has 1 millimeter more in height than the fake one. But I mean, honestly, it is really unnoticeable to the naked eye. It's only when I put them side by side that I barely notice. So it isn't really a big deal. Now, if we move on to the type of hardware, both are obviously gold hardware. But there is, however, a slight difference in terms of the hardware. So even though they're supposed to be of the same hardware, they're not truly really the same thing. Meaning that the hardware of the fake one, which again is in this hand, kind of resembles like 24K gold, has this like super shiny, super gold looking finish to it. And I feel like that often happens with fakes. They tend to overemphasize like the level of gold, so to speak. That's definitely something that I've seen a lot on my channel lately, comparing real versus fakes. And I think that the most striking example of that was actually a VCA 5 motif vintage Alhambra bracelet. By the way, if you are interested in seeing that video and that real versus fake comparison, then I will go ahead and leave it in the little information link over here for you to see it. So now let's talk about the stitching. And here I do believe there is one small difference. I think that the stitching in the fake one is a little bit more obvious than in the real one, meaning that it is a little bit thicker. It is obviously well made and well done, but it is a little bit thicker. I mean, it's not super noticeable, it's not like a boom in your face, but it's still worthy of being mentioned. And then I think the next thing is really what can tell them apart, aside maybe from the hardware, which we've already mentioned, but now it's going to be the leather. So here there is a big difference in the type of leather. So if we look at the type of leather of the fake one, which is in this hand, it's a lot softer than the real one, which is in this hand. So the leather is a lot less stiff than in the fake one. The fake one is very well known for being super stiff, even after like years and years of usage. I've had this one for at least 5 years and it's still super stiff. Like I can barely place my cards in there. Honestly, it's not very comfortable. It's not a very practical thing to have. But the leather in the fake one is a lot more comfortable. It's a lot easier to use, which is nice. Additionally, I think that this is something that may be hard to see on camera, even on close-ups. It's actually something that you feel when you touch them. The leather over here on the fake one has a lot less asperities. So meaning that when you brush your fingers through, it's a lot softer. So like I've mentioned, the leather of the fake one is a lot puffier, it's a lot more supple, and that can be nice because that means that you can actually use this as a card holder and not have to like force your cards in it, which is honestly what happens with the real one. However, I will say that the real one is at least very sturdy and it can definitely hold the test of time. I mean, I've had this little baby over here for like 5 years and it looks brand spanking new, which is really nice, which I don't think is the case for this. Obviously, I've never used it, I've just received it, but still, I just don't think that it would really hold the test of time. So yeah, because the leather is a lot more supple, I feel like it could get damaged a lot easier, a lot faster, especially because SLGs are so fragile. I mean, when you think about it, they're always at the bottom of your purse, and that's definitely not the best place to be. So if we take a look at the inside, we'll first start with the back pocket over here, and here they're honestly identical. I don't think that I can tell a single difference, so we will move again to the inside, and here this is something that will be a lot clearer again on the close-ups. I'm just gonna say this out loud, but include the close-ups later so it will be a lot more clear. But when you open them, there is a big difference in the sense that for the real one, which is here, it says Saint Laurent Paris, and it's really close to the top of the SLG, and then in tiny letters in a very small font after it, it says made in Italy. And over here, first off, the font is a lot larger for both Saint Laurent Paris and then made in Italy, but then also the Saint Laurent Paris is not very close to the top of the SLG. It's like rather towards like maybe the 7/8 or something of the surface, so that is a big difference. And then also if we flip it but still look inside, we'll see the serial number, and here, I mean, oh my god, the serial numbers are so different. So they have the same number of letters and then a number of numbers and so that's the same, but there is a big difference, and that's in terms of the font again. So for the real one, which is here, the serial number is barely readable. I mean, it's really hard to read. You basically have to like squeeze your eyes. It's very uncomfortable. And then for the fake one, which is here, I mean, the letters and the numbers are so large, it's so easy to read, that I think this is a big warning sign and a big like red flag. When you're looking at, you know, reals and fakes, that often tends to happen. It did already happen to me with the VCA bracelet that I did mention earlier, and now it is the second time that we have this happening with serial numbers. super duper fake, meaning that it is one of the really good fakes that I have seen out there, especially because it's an SLG. First off, I don't think that people have their eyes like 10 centimeters away from your SLGs. It seems a little bit weird. And then I would say second, I think that this would actually be something worth getting. So if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you probably know by now that I am not the biggest fan of like buying SLGs and making small purchases rather than splurging on big things. I tend to save up for a really long time and then splurge on like a Chanel bag or something. And I tend to limit my purchases of SLGs. I'm still there with the same like LV key holder that I have had for the past like 7 or 8 years. So I am not an SLG kind of girl. I think that they're honestly somewhat of a waste of money. I think it's nice to have a few, but definitely not 20 or so. If your goal is to have 20 or so, I would at this point recommend getting fakes because they will still last, they will still look nice, but you won't have to worry about, spending like $300, $400, $500, $600 every time that you want like the newest so-and-so model of the Chanel line and stuff like that. So for that reason, I think that these can be handy sometimes. By the way, if you are interested in getting this one or anything else from this fake factory, I think this word is so funny, I will leave the relevant information in the description box down below so you can find this one, and then there will also be a coupon code for you. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that it was fun and informational at the same time, learning how to spot the differences with me. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.